Hi everyone, this is Catcomb1 here and welcome to the, well, technically, since I actually already did two maps, Map 8 and Map 9, start of my Alien Vendetta walkthrough. This, this megawatt, unless you've been living under a rock for almost 2 decades, should really not need any introduction. It is a 32 level community project, as you can see by the list of authors, that was released at the end of 2001 and updated at the end of 2002. And to really say more about the description would not necessarily exactly be as useful as to just get on with the walkthrough itself, but of all the older community megawatts, this one is probably one of the ones to age the best, and to many people they still believe that this megawatt is timeless and it's almost as good now as it was when it was released. And to some others it has soured over time, but I would still say the ratio of people in the Doom community thinking that this megawatt holds up is much higher than that for some other old megawatts like the Memento Mori or Requiem or Strain, for instance, the classics of the 90s in other words. So that is a notable achievement, even if the acclaim isn't as universal as it once was, and it's also, of course, one of the most influential megawatts of all time, if not the most influential. So that's just, I guess I did want to say some stuff in the introduction, but let's get started with, we will actually be trying to do two levels in this video, the first two levels, and that was in fact that's in fact a little bit of a tribute to Big Mac Davis. Played both of the first two levels of Alien Vendetta in his introduction video, so I'm going to try and nail the first two levels in one video as well. And I did watch that video from Big Mac Davis, but only the day it was posted and not since then. So I actually just played these levels myself in order to figure out my walkthroughs for them. We will be playing an I'm a Doom God, which is equivalent to I am Death Incarnate, IADG instead of IADI, if you get what I mean. And although it won't come into effect anywhere in these first two levels, I will be some of these levels are very long and very hard. I will be allowing a save on those levels as frequently as every 15 minutes of gameplay at my discretion if I feel I need it. Obviously on these first two levels I will not need that. Let's get started. This is Map 1 Sunset. And I hate when I do this. I forget to turn off my IDDT that I use for practice. But I don't want to have to do the introduction again. It's nothing huge. So just turn it off on screen. So immediately you get the shotgun. And I don't try and take care of that Hell Knight outside right now. I just go to the left and on with the progression. Nothing big in this room. You can kill the imps before they even see you. A couple shotgunners. Now notice there's a box of bullets in this slime, and this slime is and this is actually an effect that can be achieved in Vanilla Doom. This slime, it sort of looks like my feet are in the slime, and the dead imps are submerged underneath it. Now there's better ways to do the effects of deep water, and of course this slime doesn't hurt, so I can do a demonstration here. Now if you're curious, there's better ways to do deep slime or deep water in source ports such as Boom and Z-Doom. In fact, you can even do water or slime that you can swim in. But in vanilla, this effect, believe it or not, is attained using based on the Hall of Mirrors effect, or HAM, H-O-M. Now this Megawatt, you're not supposed to jump or crouch in it, but I'm going to crouch just to demonstrate it here. Notice how you kind of see some clipping at times while I'm walking, while I'm running through this slime. That's a Hall of Mirrors effect. I'll have a place to show it a little better and a little bit later. Now as you approach this door, it will open. I like to run, grab the chain gun on the lift, and load the Hell Knight. And as soon as we fire actually outside the door, some other monsters, imps and hit scanners, will teleport in. I'd like to stay outside of... I'd like to not go into the outdoor area until at least the Baron of Hell is dead. And then pick off all the monsters I can and these overlooked areas. Now these red bars aren't actually opened with the red key directly, but they will open automatically or lower actually when we get the red key. For that we go into this darker brown brick room which has slime in it, and both areas of slime house secrets. But the first thing we'll just do is grab the red key, and the door will open up behind us with imps when we fall back out. It's no big deal as the first key trap of the wad. Now this slime pool, this slime full is a hollow wall. We can go back behind it and get a super shotgun. Which registers a secret when you exit the area. Now this slime does hurt, but it actually registers as another 4 separate secrets. This area, don't ask me why. So it's secrets number 2, 3, 4, and 5 of 6. And though this slime hurts, I will show briefly with crouching the Hall of Mirrors effect that I was talking about. See, you can see it clearly here. This slime does not hurt. Yes, they do vary it around in this level and in this wad. They weren't so strict about that back in 2001, I guess. Now there's a lot of hit scanners behind those red bars that have lowered. And there's 2 imps, and there's 3 imps back at the far end of this secret area that we had explored already, but we couldn't get to the far end of it earlier. Now this brown mud does do damage. Notice how this wall looks like a different style of brick. This is not a secret, but it does give you... It's not an official secret, but it does give you a berserk pack. This door here is opened by this switch. And I like to... The Keiko Demon can't see us at first. I like to take out 2 imps and the chain gunner as quickly as possible. Then take out these imps. And let's take out the Spectre and Shotgunner and he behind this window. Now this is sort of a little bit of a mandatory secret, you could argue, because you must press this green torch. Notice all the other ones are orange. And that will reveal the exit. Before we get the exit to the exit, this slime pit here does not do damage and it's not a soft lock, even though it might look like one. I'm gonna punch these 2 specters with my fist. And then the wall furthest away from the entry to this room, it will lower and not only reveal us a lift that we can get back up with, but also a further lift, which is a final secret of the level, which basically, if I was playing continuous, there's an ammo, a green ammo that I could carry into level 2, which would be helpful and continuous because map 2 has a lot of hit scanners. But, oops, I'm missing a kill. There must be a straggler somewhere. Yep, there was a straggler somewhere. Don't know how that imp got left behind. Now I have 100% all across. So that was level 1 Sunset, and it was a solid introduction to the WAD. And I can't really complain about it for map 1 unless I'm gonna make a tiny beef about that almost mandatory secret at the end. But it isn't too hard to spot if you're paying attention to detail. We will proceed to map 2 Rusty Rage by Anders Jansen. And yes, as I said, this is a community mega WAD. And I've heard of a lot of people talking about WADs that have surpassed Alien Vendetta in quality, that are made by only 1 or 2 different authors. And I really think that isn't a totally legitimate comparison, comparing something that's made by only 1 or 2 authors to a community project like this, whether it's better or worse, because you simply are not going to get the pure variety and styles from 1 or 2 authors that you're going to get in a community project. But anyways, that's not meant to be a long-winded discussion for this video. Let's get to the level. I like to go to right immediately, grab the shotgun and the shells and some more shells, and take out these hit scanners. Don't worry about the outdoor area. Just as you run across the hall, more hit scanners will open up behind you. The shotgunners, the barrels, that one barrel will jib a lot of them. Then I take care of the non-hit scanners in the outdoor area, the Pinky and the Imps. And those 2 stim packs if you need it. Now, yes, sometimes hit scanners from the next room over can wander into the hallway. So we have a first crate in Alien Vendetta in level 2 in this room. And also a first mancubus to the left. I like being able to jib at least one enemy with each barrel. Okay, let me destroy this Mancubus. And we also have a first rocket launcher of the wide, as you can see behind the Mancubus. I'm going to go into this outdoor area with the Pinky and some shotgunners. And it looks like they're too far away for me to jib them. And I don't want to lose more health playing around. So, and those are green ammo now. Since I was doing a pistol stout, I didn't get to carry in that one from the end of level 1. I left another stim pack behind. I'm gonna go get it. Now, just watch those chain gunners in this window. Those imps in these cages that you at least need to kill for 100%. And those pinkies down on this slime below, which does not hurt. Oops, I see another imp left in one of the cages. More imps by the yellow key. Now this switch lowers the lift here, which has a chain gun on the super shotgun, and be careful, as soon as you get the super shotgun, the first revenant of the watch spawns in behind you. Let's get rid of him. Now walk on this tiny crate in this right angle area here of the other two crates. And this crate will lower as a lift that will give us a first secret of the level, a cloak, and also in this megasphere. I thought in my practice one I already had access to it. This is not good because that's what I want to use the cloak. Oh no, the switch behind the slime for gave me access to it. That's where I already had access. Supercharge, I mean. And this is what I want the cloak for, because there's a whole bunch of chain gunners that open up when you get that supercharged secret. When you get this yellow key, an ouch vial will spawn in. Big Mac actually already did. Let me take care of him before he makes things too big of a deal. Now, I didn't manage to do this myself, but I just want to make a highlight that Big Mac Davis, when he was playing these first two levels, actually managed to do something really cool, perhaps unintentionally. He killed a monster, I believe, right over here, right where I'm standing. And when the lift went back up, it crushed the monster. And then the ouch vial resurrected that monster and turned it into a ghost monster. It was just one of the small monsters. I just wanted to point that out because I definitely got a laugh when I was watching his video and that happened. Now go behind the yellow door. You have a whole bunch of hit scanners. we aren't still cloaked, so let's take them slowly. Grab our first chainsaw of the mission and grind up a demon with it. When we get the red key, another Revenant will spawn in behind us. Yes, that's the second time in this level, Revenant spawns in behind you. You could also just jump down back into the slime area for safety. Okay, good. We have all the secrets and all the items. Now the red key actually opens this elevator door, which has some more hit scanners behind it. And now be careful. It's not a very deadly trap, but you can't actually run straight up to the exit switch. This UAC valve will lower, and the UAC door that was to your right will open up with your last 4 monsters of the level, but they're just imps, not very hard to avoid. The switch behind it will re-raise the valve that closed in front of the exit switch, and that's the end of the level. So it's just it actually took me less time than map 1, but probably in terms of what you have to do, it's just a tiny bit longer and more difficult. And it's a good level with sort of almost an Ultimate Doom episode 1 and 2 vibe. But in the next video, we will be playing Cargo Depot, map 3. And yes, there are Plutonia textures and other custom textures in this WAD, as you can see by this preview. This level has more monsters yet again, 132 of them. I'll talk later when it's time to play this map. See you then.